I've been hearing from my older colleagues, Gen X, boomers, millennials, that Gen Z is weak.
One of the most annoying things about Gen Z.
Are we raising mentally weak kids?
20-somethings who have never really had to make hard decisions or do very hard things. They're like, ow, ow, I want to run away.
Too much entitlement.
I'm here to tell you that they are all wrong. Every single one of them. And the anhedonia that the media is reporting on from Gen Z, that we're weak and lazy, comes from the lack of belief in a better future. I mean, they have no idea what the world and reality looks like to us, having been born into an economic collapse.
That'll be $78.
For 12 eggs? Do you guys take Klarna?
Gen Z isn't playing along and acting like, the American dream is still something that's attainable for our generation. It's just not. But if I could say anything to Gen Z, it is please stick around and watch this video, because I'm gonna tell you how we can come together, advocate for ourselves, and position yourself so that you can make a positive impact in your local community. So I want to start this video by pointing out the obvious. There is something deeply wrong with our youth. Between 2000 and 2022, 69% of K-12 school shooters were between 12 and 18 years old, meaning that in the past decade, most of these school shooters were from Gen Z. And of these school shootings that were measured, 94% of them were male. I'm not just coming on here to talk about the negatives. I'm here to start a conversation, Gen Z to Gen Z. But first, what I need to do is get us all on the same page. Let's start by taking into consideration how Gen Z grew up and how we had a particularly interesting upbringing, having half of our childhood, where we were riding bikes, no smartphones. And then as we grew into teenagehood, smartphones were introduced. Social media was in a part-time reality that we lived on. The first major shift that I remember is Trayvon Martin, which kickstarted a massive digital activism niche. So with what happened to Trayvon Martin, of course, that led into the BLM movement, the Me Too movement, cancel culture, safe spaces. And it's not that we're shifting into one day we're thinking about this thing and then next year we're thinking about this thing. We're compiling all of these issues and taking massive responsibility for all of them. It's as if we have like a moral obligation or peer pressure to stand for something and stand for everything. But we're seeing that this is damaging our mental health pretty badly. A lot of these big tech platforms are bombarding children with information and media and chemically hacking our dopamine reward systems and addicting us to all of this content. They're rallying you up and showing you war footage and telling you how you should feel and what you should think, but never how you should think about these things and how to come to your own conclusion. And our bodies just were not designed to consume this much media. And we as a collective have been traumatized from some of the things that we've seen on social media. It is desensitizing our youth. Gen Alpha, who I like to call Gen AI, is born into all of this chaos. Some of them were unfortunately handed an iPad and put it in front of a screen before they could even crawl. And it's not like when you scroll, you get to press play on some content. It is autoplay. Some children don't even understand what they're seeing until they've seen it, and then they can't unsee it. So many children have unmoderated access to social media, and their parents have no idea what they are consuming. In combination with all of that, we have mental health diagnoses that are coming from screen addiction, and now there's AI psychosis. As a teacher, and I know my other teachers out there, you can agree that Gen Alpha is the most, and I'm saying this with love, the most damaged and difficult generation to teach. Okay, so I'm going into all these small details about Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Why should you care? A sociopath is created. They're not born. And we have one side of Gen Z who sees that and sees beyond the veil and is questioning what's going on, but doesn't know how to approach it. And then we have another side of our generation who is choosing just not to partake and is going against society and choosing hate. And what is happening is that a lot of these young men are essentially acting out. They are literally trying to get our attention and tell us something is wrong. And so a lot of us are sitting around like, when is something gonna change? We can't keep going on like this. What are we gonna do about it? What does a better future even look like? And how can I advocate for that? Before you can advocate, you have to find your voice first. And right now we're stuck in a highly toxic cycle because it's being shaped by algorithms. And honestly, I'm so sick of people saying, log off, go outside, touch grass. Because at this point, you're just virtue signaling. It's like telling an addict to go sober. A fast food diet causes obesity. If you're eating fast food every single day for 3 meals a day, you're gonna have health issues. What are we consuming on our phones? Like cheap dopamine spikes. Fast food dopamine. It's not healthy for us, our spirit and our minds. Big tech won't tell you that. They're not gonna tell you to get off your phones. It starts in the home first. Talk to your children, bond with them. Some children grow up holding their iPad or their tablet far more than they hold their own mother's hand. Just let that sink in. And so beyond the home, these things are perpetuated in the public school system. Give or take, for the last 18 years, you've been funneled into a system that tells you who you are, how to compose yourself, when to speak, when you can have your thoughts, when the bell rings, okay, thought over, transition to the next subject. They trained us so good to rely on external validation. I don't know about you, but I am quite literally sick of people telling Gen Z and Gen Alpha who they are, who they should become, what to think, and what to feel. I mean, we have vulnerable groups of lonely, depressed, mentor-hungry, spiritually deprived individuals who are seeking connection. And really, at the core of it, they just want to feel accepted. They just want to feel love. This starts in the home, right? But if you don't have love in your home, where are you going to find it? We are educated by a number of things. In the 21st century, it's not just the education system and our families. It's our algorithms, it's Hollywood, influencers, and really any action you take in life either opens you up to a new experience where you can learn something or reinforces something you've already learned. But at any point, you can reject both. Okay, we see someone who has a platform with thousands or millions of followers and they're speaking with confidence and they just have this demeanor that you want to trust, and you trust them and you listen to them and you agree with them and you adopt their thoughts and their opinions as your own without questioning it. It's the TV star effect. But at any point, you can reject that and start questioning and thinking for yourself. Specifically, what can we do about all this? We can't just get off of our phones forever, so how can we come together and advocate? Well, like I said, everyone has a voice. You just have to find it. And a great way to do that is to write down your thoughts, expand on them, challenge them. And to also know who you are, begin with philosophy. Start asking yourself these questions. Who am I? What is my place in this world? Just don't ever let anyone define what that is for you. You can only determine that for yourself, and do not let anyone talk you out of doing so. But in order to do that, you have to know who you are. You don't get to know yourself intimately when your screen time is 8 hours a day, every single day. Being bored is okay, but being bored in nature is the best. Our brains just have no idea how to process everything we ingest throughout the day, and it's causing real mental health issues, and it was the phones. Just try a social media fast. Let me know how it goes. We as Gen Z have power as the consumer, and the power we have is quite literally in our hands. We have a responsibility as digital media consumers, and we just need to recognize that where we are choosing to spend our time and who we are giving views to matters. Every little decision matters. There is a war right now on our attention span and our thoughts and creativity. So reconnect with your humanity, take a break from social media, and most importantly, don't engage in these headlines that are just meant to provoke. Don't engage with news media platforms whose goal is just to rage bait. And honestly, it truly starts with giving a platform to people who provide value beyond shallow entertainment, people who want to truly create and not destroy, like bring people together instead of polarize people. One of the important things is if you see something, say something. If something in public school is not sitting right with you, go to your local school board. A lot of people fall victim to the bystander effect, which is when you assume someone in the crowd will speak up for you. In reality, that doesn't happen. And so we're left with a silenced generation that isn't speaking up, assuming someone else will take the torch and do it. You have the power to advocate for yourself. Do it. It's free. If you're a student and you're not happy with the quality of education you're receiving, advocate to your family that you want to be homeschooled. Homeschooling is not what it used to be. There's so many ways to enrich. You don't have to live in that constant state of anxiety. What you can also do is scan this QR code and sign up for my newsletter. On my Substack, I write frequently about the education system, teachers, parents, how to support our children. So go ahead and subscribe. Being able to effectively communicate and self-advocate is such an underrated skill. So develop it. Learn how to do this and you will be an unstoppable force and you'll be able to protect yourself from people with bad intentions. We are living in a time where we cannot afford to be thinking in such boxed, shallow terms of left versus right. We need to be thinking in terms of truth versus lie, good versus evil. The truth is a sword that you can use offensively to expose lies or defensively to defend against evil. So Gen Z, fight the good fight and fight it until the very end.